Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Preston Endress. A Scranton man is facing charges after stealing from his job on multiple occasions. The Butler Township Police have arrested 61-year-old Daniel Brennan with felony retail theft from his workplace, Best Cigar Prices and Pub. After reviewing camera footage, Brennan can be seen hiding inventory in his travel case on 5 occasions during July and August. He stole more than 600 cigars, accessories, and company apparel. The total loss in theft came to a total of $9,055, despite being employed for only a short period of time. Brennan was arraigned and his bail was set at $20,000 and a preliminary hearing is scheduled. The Butler Township Police Department has been busy with arrests lately, but this time an officer was assaulted in the process. They arrested 18-year-old drumsman Julian A. Lundquist Bobrowski and charged him with aggravated assault on a police officer, simple assault, underage drinking, and resisting arrest. Stemming from a January 7th incident, the incident took place after police were called to the area of Hunter Highway and West Butler Drive for a report of an intoxicated male walking along the highway. The Luzerne County 911 call center provided more information that the male was yelling and screaming at the caller at the rear of the Meeting House, a restaurant on Freedom Road. The officer that responded to the initial call saw multiple individuals become physical at the restaurant on the rear deck. One man, identified as Lundquist Bobrowski, matched the description from the man from the first call, and when the officer tried to restrain him against the railing while waiting for backup, Lundquist Bobrowski became aggressive towards the officer and swung his head back and forth, eventually striking the officer in the head. Additional officers arrived, and Lundquist Bobrowski remained physical while being transported and at the police headquarters, where multiple officers had to restrain him to prevent injury to himself. Lundquist was extradited from Montgomery County to Luzerne County on Wednesday and was arraigned by Magisterial Judge Daniel O'Donnell. He was sent to Luzerne County Prison on a $25,000 bail, and a preliminary hearing is set for later this month at the Luzerne County Central Court. Yesterday morning, January 14th, a lot of Verizon users experienced their devices being put into unexpected SOS mode, very much inconveniencing every one of them. This was considered a widespread outage, too big for the Verizon company to ignore. The support team at Verizon was made aware of the issue, thus they decided to offer their customers $20 in account credit, which can be accessed on their My Verizon app. However, users on Twitter, or X as it's called now, have made claims that they have not received the credit. Verizon later updated the information, saying that customers will get a text message once the credit arrives. Currently, there is no explanation on what caused the SOS outage, but the customers are encouraged to hold on to hope that it won't happen again. A man is being charged with killing a 4-month-old pit bull and discarding the body in a garbage bag. In November 2025, a humane officer responded to the home of 25-year-old Jeffrey Alberto on the 1300 block of North Washington Street in Wilkes-Barre, after the SPCA of Luzerne County received a call of a man possibly killing a puppy. According to the complaint, Alberto allegedly became agitated and reluctant to speak to the officer. He originally claimed that the puppy was covered in feces while giving it a bath. The puppy became distressed and he tried giving it CPR before it died. Officers say Alberto then led them to a wooded area where they found the puppy in a garbage bag. After investigations, the cause of death for the puppy was ruled as blunt force trauma. Alberto was charged with aggravated animal cruelty and other related offenses. He remains in the Luzerne County Correctional Facility for lack of a $25,000 bail. Coming up on WYLN News, the food pyramid has once again been updated for the better. Plus, a man has been charged with art theft in 2 states. But first we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the WYLN Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
Brought to you by Lehigh Valley Health Network, part of Jefferson Health. With LVHN Same Day, Next Day Cancer Care, you can get a video visit with a clinician within 48 hours following a cancer diagnosis. Learn more at lvhn.org/cancercare.
Hi, my name is Victoria and I'm 7 years old. Tomorrow the weather will be partly cloudy.
We want your child to be our WYLN Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on WYLN News and WYLN social media posts, just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today.
Something is out there. What it is, no one knows. However, since its first sighting, there have been numerous reports of strange lights in the night sky. Some say they are extraterrestrials, flying saucers. But to all of those seemingly unrelated uncertainties, there is one common thread.
Watch Solo Spaceman on WYLN Thursdays at 1:30, Saturdays at 7, and Sundays at 4:30. Hey, did you know WYLN posts news stories and other bonus content on social media all week long? The Weather Kids, Fresh from the Farm, Everyday Heroes, Let's Talk Sports, Feel Good Friday, daily news stories, and more. Visit WYLNTV.com, Facebook, and YouTube to check it out. WYLN, the local leader on social media. We're your local network. Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969.
Hey everybody, this week on Let's Talk Chiropractic, Dr. John will be here. Let's talk about if you thought you never needed a chiropractor or you're afraid to see a chiropractor. Let's shed some light on maybe why you might have to change your mind.
When you see news happening in your neighborhood, call WYLN News at 570-459-1869 or email us at news@WYLNTV.com or send us a message on social media through Facebook. WYLN, we're your local network.
Welcome back to WYLN News. The topic of nutrition is an important topic as it regards information on eating the right foods. The food pyramid represents the optimal number of servings to be consumed every day from each of the basic food groups. The basic food groups include grains, vegetables, fruits, dairy, and meat and beans. In 1992, the pyramid was introduced as the Food Guide Pyramid, then updated in 2025 as My Pyramid, then replaced by My Plate in 2011. Just recently, for 2026, Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s FDA released an entirely revised food pyramid and brand new eating guidelines. Apparently, the original pyramids advised 8 to 11 servings of grains a day, so now the newly flipped upside-down pyramid puts them at the bottom in order to encourage 3 to 4 servings a day instead. This change was made in order to stop a long time span of unfounded federal advice. Luzerne County will be keeping federal grants from the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration after the Trump administration rolled back the cancellation of the grants. On Tuesday, the White House announced that nearly $2 billion in federal grants were being cut, but reversed them Wednesday evening. The grants are a vital source of funding for many nonprofits and allows people with mental health conditions to seek treatment. While the cuts were set to come into effect, the country was prepared to notify providers and terminating contracts. But thankfully for now, the cuts have been reversed and all plans of cancellation are now ceased. A Lackawanna man has been charged with art theft in 2 states. 51-year-old Covington Township man Joseph Atsas is being sentenced by U.S. District Court Judge Malachi E. Mannion to 2 years in prison and ordered to pay $1.07 million in restitution on charges of conspiracy, theft of major artwork, and concealment of major artwork. Atsus is guilty of stealing sports memorabilia from Keystone College in 1999, a painting called Upper Hudson by Jasper Crosby valued at $120,000, and 3 antique firearms valued at $150,000 from an estate museum in Ringwood, New Jersey in 2011. And in 2014, he stole 9 World Series rings, 7 championship rings, and 2 MVP plaques belonging to the Yogi Berra from the Yogi Berra Museum and Learning Center in Little Falls, New Jersey, as well as a list of other places. Atsus is only one of a 7-person conspiracy ring that are all linked to thefts. Dunmore couple Thomas and Dawn Trotta are also involved. Thomas is sentenced for 8 years for theft of major artwork, and Dawn is sentenced for 15 months for conspiracy to commit theft of major artwork, concealment and disposal of major artwork, and interstate transportation of stolen property. The co-conspirators would then take all stolen goods to the home of another member, Nicholas Dombeck, in Thornhurst. They would melt the memorabilia down to metal discs and bars and then later sell them in the New York City area for significantly less money than what the items are worth. The Upper Hudson painting was allegedly burned by Dombeck to avoid it being found. Several of the antique firearms have been found while the whereabouts of the paintings remain unknown. Coming up on Palmerton's News Choice, Wyln historian Chris Fulmer leads us down the path through history with Hazleton Part 1. And stay right here on Wyln. We'll be right back.
It's cold out there. Call S.J. Kowalski for the best products and solutions to help lower your energy costs and keep your family safe and comfortable this winter. Our professional team has unparalleled experience with all the latest innovative types of heating systems. We're a Lennox Premier dealer, installing high-quality equipment, providing the ultimate experience in comfort and climate control while being energy efficient. S.J. Kowalski, heating and cooling the way the earth intended.
Do you like craft beer? Do you want to learn the right way to sample wine? How about checking out a restaurant with a unique flavor or a crazy food challenge? These are just some of the things we are featuring on Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. So, spend some time learning about great wine, great beer, and great food on Wyln TV 35.
Wyln TV 35 is expanding and is on the hunt for a dynamic salesperson to join our vibrant team. If you've got the passion and the drive, we want to hear from you. Send your resume to the email displayed on your screen. Don't miss this great opportunity.
Are you waking up in the morning with a sore jaw, headaches, maybe even ringing in your ears, all because you're grinding and clenching your teeth at night? That's exactly what was going on with me. I end up going to a dentist and he wants to charge over $600 for a night guard. That's when I found this, the Brux Night Guard. This was a game changer. It's smaller than other night guards that I tried, which is a good thing because it doesn't make me gag. It could fit on the top or the bottom of the teeth. It's lightweight and super comfortable. Now the Brux Night Guard redirects the bite force away from the back teeth, reducing jaw pain while still protecting the teeth. This unique design is what makes Brux Night Guard different from all other traditional grind guards. Go to bruxnightguard.com and order yours today. Your teeth will thank you for it in the morning.
Go to bruxnightguard.com and use the promo code to activate your special TV offer. That's bruxnightguard.com. Order today and take advantage of this special TV offer. Your teeth will thank you for it in the morning.
Wyln programming is online all the time. Visit our website at wylntv.com to check out archive shows and a live stream of our broadcasts. And don't forget to visit all of our social media pages for breaking news, weather, and sports. You can also head directly to our YouTube page for all our programming at youtube.com/WYLNTV35. Subscribe and ring that bell so you get notified every time there's a new show available online. Attention WYLN viewers, WYLN TV can now be seen on the Hazleton Service Electric Cablevision HD tier, channel 507, and over the air at 35.1. WYLN, we're your local network.
Hi, my name is Victoria and I'm 7 years old. Tomorrow the weather will be partly cloudy.
In the beginning, there was the wilderness, and the wilderness was everywhere. What is the metropolitan area today was once deep woods and hazel swamps around the turn of the 1800s. There was, however, a road, the Berwick Turnpike, which allowed Moravian missionaries to travel from the Lehigh Valley to the Wyoming Valley. And soon a big business would arise in the area. That business, of course, was anthracite coal. Locally, it was first discovered to the southeast in Beaver Meadows in 1818. Others suspected there might be more coal nearby. One of these men was Ariovistus Pardee. Hired by an early railroad company to determine the best route to connect Beaver Meadows to what was then Mauch Chunk, Ario, as he was better known, saw there was available land among the hazel groves and bought it up, believing this could yield even more coal than Beaver Meadows. Pardee's hunch proved correct. His new land had massive coal deposits under it. Pardee formed the Hazelton Coal Company in 1836, right as the rail link was in fact completed, and proceeded to make a fortune off the black diamonds his firm dug up out of the earth. All the way up to his death in 1892, Pardee remained a major player in the town that rose out of the wilderness. Today he remains part of it, buried under this elaborate crypt in the Vine Street Cemetery. By the 1850s, a wave of immigrants wishing to mine the coal, then mostly German and Irish descent, had swelled the population of the area to the point where the formation of a town was inevitable. The name's community's founding fathers chose was Hazelton, that is spelled E-L, based off the original Berwick Turnpike surrounding trees. When the documents were submitted for approval, however, a clerk accidentally misspelled the name in the forms as Hazelton, with an L-E. Once the mistake became clear, everyone figured, oh well, why not? And the town's name with the L-E became official and has lasted to the present. By the 1850s, railroads began to rise across America to become a major transportation system. In Hazelton, the Lehigh Valley Railroad became the primary railroad to serve the community after it absorbed Ario Pardee's original railroad in 1868. 3 separate train stations to Hazelton operate over the years for the Lehigh Valley travelers. The third and best known was built in 1907 at the corner of South Church and West Mine Streets. It was torn down in 1963, a few years after regular passenger service had ended, and a bus station now stands on its site today. The Pennsylvania Railroad also had a freight station in Hazelton at the corner of South Laurel and West Juniper Streets. It was in service from 1892 to 1961. Shortly after Hazelton was incorporated, the nation split apart on the issue of slavery. The new town, like many others in the North, sent volunteers to try and preserve the Union. One notable unit that was raised, for example, was Company A of the 28th Regiment. For roughly the first half of the war, the men mostly performed sentry duty along the Potomac, but September 1863, Lincoln directed them to Tennessee to aid Union forces cut off in that state. The following year, after their success with this endeavor, Company A linked up with William Tecumseh Sherman's army and participated in the capture of Atlanta and the March to the Sea. Because of their heroic efforts and those of other Hazeltonians, we remain one country today. And after the Civil War ended, these soldiers made a long-term contribution to Hazelton themselves. The Pioneer Fire Company, the community's first, was formed in 1867 by returning veterans. In the decades following the Civil War, Hazelton grew by leaps and bounds with new waves of immigrants, this time primarily Italian, Polish, Slovak, and other ethnic groups from southern and eastern Europe. It was during this time many landmark businesses were formed. One notable business opened in 1870 when William Diesroth opened a grocery store. By 1878, he'd switched to the clothing business, and that bloomed into a full-grown department store. For decades, Diesroth's was a fixture in downtown Hazelton at the corner of Broad and Laurel Streets until shifting shopping trends proved its undoing. The store closed at the end of 1989, ending a legacy of over 100 years in Hazelton, but one that remains alive for all who ever shopped there. Mining was in full swing in Hazelton after the Civil War, but work in the mines could bring danger, and not just for those in the mines. In the early morning of December 18, 1869, the mines underneath the town of Stockton, just east of Hazelton, caved in around 5 a.m., sending 3 houses tumbling 40 feet into the abyss below. All the members of the Swank and Ruff families were killed in their houses as they slept. The members of the Wetterow family in the third house, by contrast, ultimately survived, although young Mary Wetterow had to be extracted with ropes from the debris in the pit. It was later determined the shaft had been mined too close to the surface, with only 20 feet separating the roof from the surface at the time of the cave-in. The bodies of the deceased were never covered, having been buried under the earth. Today, a monument over the site of the cave-in along Stockton Mountain Road pays tribute to the Stockton mine disaster's victims. Hazelton's population expanded greatly throughout the late 19th century. Among those born in the city during this time was Sarah Clark, who entered the world on September 24, 1880 in the village of Hollywood, just outside Hazelton. The family subsequently moved to Bethlehem, where Sarah married Abraham Naus, who later became Lehigh County's Recorder of Deeds and had one daughter. She would pass the century mark in 1980 and kept going, a benefit, she said, of not smoking and working hard her whole life. She became the oldest living American in history in 1997 when she passed the 117 years of Tennessee's Delphia Welford, who had died in 1992. Naus then became the oldest living person in the world with the death of Canada's Marie-Louise Miller on April 16, 1998. Sarah Naus died December 30, 1999 at age 119, just missing the chance to see her third century. She rests today in Allentown's Grandview Cemetery. Naus is currently the oldest living fully verified American in history, and the third oldest verified human, trailing only France's Jean Calment and Japan's Kane Tanaka.
Hi, my name is Victoria and I'm 7 years old. Tomorrow the weather will be partly cloudy.
Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicapped accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969.
Something is out there. What it is, no one knows. However, since its first sighting, there have been numerous reports of strange lights in the night sky. Some say they are extraterrestrials, flying saucers. But to all of those seemingly unrelated uncertainties, there is one common thread.
Watch Solo Spaceman on WYLN Thursdays at 1:30, Saturdays at 7, and Sundays at 4:30.
Cooking rice just isn't nice. Hi, Chef Daniel Green here with Rice Robot, the 1, 2, 3 rice cooker. Watch, 1 add the white cup for rice, 2 add the blue cup for water, 3 click it and let Rice Robot perfectly cook it. The secret is perfect cook technology that surrounds the rice with controlled heat for even cooking. Then Rice Robot senses when it's done, auto stops and keeps it warm to serve. It won't burn, overcook or undercook, guaranteed. And rice is just the beginning. Make mac and cheese, frittatas, oatmeals, soups and stews, even ramen dishes. And with a ceramic, ultra non-stick interior, cleanup's a breeze.
Get the complete Rice Robot cooking system with the steamer tray and 1-2-3 recipe guide, all for just $39.99. It comes with a 90-day money-back guarantee. We'll even ship your entire order free. Order now.
1-800-640-8545.
Hello, I'm WYLN historian Chris Fulmer. Pennsylvania's communities are filled with interesting history. Come with me as we discover the people, events, industries, and other historic facets of local towns.
Hi, my name is Victoria and I'm 7 years old. Tomorrow the weather will be partly cloudy.